Alright everyone, so I'm working on this 1989 Mercedes 300E. This is the US model, and we are looking underneath the rear passenger side of the car. Here's the tire and the differentials back there, and so here we are. So first I'm just going to go over how I think this system works. And then I'm going to tell you how to replace the fuel pump. This is a really easy job. I'm going to try to keep the video kind of short. So this hose back here, first of all, I have one of the fuel pumps already removed. So that will normally sit in here facing just like this, just like the one above it, you can see. So this hose comes from the gas tank into this side of this fuel pump, of course coming out of the other end at a slightly higher pressure. It goes through this fitting around the back to this other fuel pump where it's pumped to a higher pressure and goes through the fuel filter to the engine. And then there's this, I'm assuming this is the fuel pressure regulator that feeds back into the feed line from the gas tank. So I'll talk about in another video the problem that I was having with this car, but I'm 95% sure this is going to fix the problem now. So to remove the fuel pump, it's really easy. Like I said, the first thing you want to do is put a vice grip or something similar with, you can see the vice grip in there, or something similar with a cloth or something wrapped around it to clamp this fuel hose shut, just to prevent any gas from coming from the fuel pump. Because if you don't do this, then gas is just going to drain out of your fuel tank. It's not actually that fast, but definitely better to have this. As you can see, it's kind of dripping a little bit right now, but not so much. Only a little bit of gas comes out, so you should have a drip pan. So that's the first step, is to clamp this, and then I undid this screw right here, this clamp here, and you have to unscrew it a good bit to slide it back, and this just slides off of this side of the fuel pump, just pulls right out. And then there are these two terminals on the fuel pump that power it, and they are a 7mm for what I think is the positive and an 8mm for what I think is the negative. They're different sizes, so you can't really put them on wrong, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, before you do anything, you should have your battery, the negative terminal of your battery, removed, because you really don't want to mix electricity and gas vapors. Then the next thing you want to do after you have those disconnected is there's going to be this bolt with a washer on either side of this. So one of the washers stayed on the fuel pump, so I've got those two washers. But as you can see, well, you know, it sits in there here like this. So if you try to unscrew that bolt that sits on the top, then it's just going to spin in place. So you have to have a wrench, 17mm wrench on here, and then either a socket or another wrench on the 17mm bolt that goes here. And then it comes right off. Wasn't really on that tight for mine. And then the new one just goes back in the reverse order. And if you want to, both of these fuel pumps are exactly the same part number and everything. So they're interchangeable. So if you have an issue with your fuel system and you want to try fixing it, then you can just get another pump, replace one. If that doesn't work, try swapping them. If that doesn't work, then there might be more problems. But the other one is the exact same thing. There's another hose just like it right here, just a Phillips, and you loosen it, pull it back, pull the hose off, just like the other one. And if you want to, this whole assembly sort of comes off. There's these rubber mounts that you can slide off. There's 4 of them, 2 on this side, and you can probably see here 2 on that side. Those just slip off, and you also have this clamp here that holds both of the pumps together with this separator in between. So if you want, you can take off the whole assembly, replace the fuel filter, both of the fuel pumps, and put it all back nice, and you'll be good to go. So I hope I covered everything. Hope this fixes your issue. Adios.